Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg, and I am going to go over a coin and update Litecoin. Tell you what I think is going on. And since I have new subscribers, I do appreciate you new subscribers. I'm going to go over the overall picture with Litecoin. Litecoin is pretty much in the same pattern as in this area, as I can tell you some names of some coins right now. XRP would be one. Let's see. GBTC would be Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, another one would be another one, kind of similar pattern. Okay, just to give you guys an idea, all these similar patterns starting to pop up. What we're going to be doing though, and what I would recommend if it was me and I had a strategy with this, am I going to enter into Litecoin? No, I'm not. I'm going to be in different coins. That's just me personally. If you want to be in Litecoin, hey, more power to you. One good thing about Litecoin is you can easily short it. So what I would do if it was me, I think there's going to be a good possible little run from let's say you're late to the party right there, and you can have a little run up of about 500 or 600% up to this trend line. I'll explain to you why I came up to that trend line. Okay, but here's the overall picture. It's very difficult back here to suss out what went on. Is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It could be, or is this a 1, 2, 3 up here, 4, and 5? How can you come up with that? Well, if I come down here into the RSI, the area with the most momentum on the weekly chart is right there. So that's a third and that's a fifth of the third right there. You can see your divergence. So this whole thing's a third wave. You have a long drawn out, a little bit of a second wave, more or less, even though it started making some 1-2s to blast it up over there. So you could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially, or back over here. Really not too sure how that's going to suss itself out. I do know from this point right here is going to be more likely an ending contracting diagonal where you have your fifth wave right up there. For that to be a diagonal, legit diagonal, it needs to break. The candle bodies need to be above just breaking that all-time high of what is about $425 for that third wave. And more than likely with an ending diagonal of this magnitude, I would assume that it's going to go right beyond there and then it's going to correct. So Litecoin will have this move into here, more than likely go right beyond the third wave, and that's going to correct that. And this will be abrupt because this is a diagonal. And at the end of diagonals, particularly if this is an ending diagonal, it will have an abrupt correction all the way down. So a good strategy I would do is like, here's your long position, write it up, and then you can flip and short it back down, which should be easy enough to do with Litecoin. The other reason I'm going to go down here and look at these areas of the RSI. As you can see on the 2018 bear market, it came all the way back down to those areas. Was able to do a nice wave run, correct in this wave, and do a third wave blast off right there. And then you can see that's a higher peak, and then it started to come down and almost taken that out from the 2018 bear market. You can see in a similar scenario back down here on the weekly, what it finally decided to do, had a little bit of a correction, was able to go into a third wave. So this area down here for Litecoin is a really good area, not to look for shorts, but look for longs, in my opinion. So that's the area we're going to take a look at. Now, what I have the trend on here, I think these trends are significant, especially for a diagonal. I was able to get a little confirmation back here too, okay? And you have one touch here, another touch here, and then another touch right here. Could it be coming down for a fourth one and then get out of there? It could. And then the reason I have these on top is you have a touch, 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 and then through here was a little bit of support, and then has a touch back down there. So in my opinion, I think that this is a significant trend, and then this is going to be the fifth wave thrust to finish off that sequence for Litecoin, generally right in that area, okay? So now we're going to go right into there and take a look at that area on a 12-hour chart. Came down, did a correction. Here's the trend line. They came down and touched it here. I did a more or less kind of like a throw over. It touched it there. Could it come back down and touch it again? It could. Coins, most all coins really, really like trend lines, especially when they get into a pattern like a wedge or a diagonal. They're huge. Trend lines are very, very important with a wedge, whatever you want to call it, a wedge or any type of diagonal. But what I think Litecoin did here was a contracting starting diagonal with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see on that third wave, it did bust that first wave, which would be a requirement right there with that wick. Came back down and was able to thrust there. So you can see the touch. This first wave was the most aggressive wave. It's a contracting diagonal. That's usually how it happens. And they will have a throw over. So you see your touch, touch, throw over, and then your touch right there at the beginning part of it. And now it's corrected this in an ABC or what's called a flat type move. In this situation, it'd be an expanded flat, okay, just like so. And in this area over here, if that wave is able to get above, you have candle bodies above this area, this potentially could be another one, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like so. And then it's going to correct this abruptly all the way back down to probably 54, maybe even $53. And then it'll be able to get out of there. But one thing you want to keep your eye on is making sure there's candle bodies above this area. That's a requirement for that diagonal. If it's not, then this will be an ABC, then another corrective pattern. And then Litecoin will be making another correction back, probably back down to those areas, or possibly even back down to that area. In a diagonal, a leading diagonal, a very common place for assets to correct back to is the bottom of wave 4, as you can see in this situation, and also the bottom of wave 2. There's two areas you want to check when you see a correction based on a diagonal. You want to check the bottom of the candle bodies and also the bottom of the wick. They're both spots, and then down here will be the same thing. The bottom of the candle bodies and also the bottom of the wick, okay? Those are two areas. So in the meantime, just waiting for that to finish up, if it can do that. If not, it could correct over in that area. So otherwise, it does have a bullish sequence here, and it looks like it's attempting to make a bullish sequence over there. So all looks pretty decent for Litecoin so far. We'll go back out to the weekly chart, take a look at the overall picture again, show you guys blow up this weekly area that I was showing you with the trend line, how it has a touch, candle body touch here, and then you can see the wicks on this section right here, and then a wick through right over there. Could Litecoin go up and then swing back up and come back down and touch this trend? It very well could. Like I said, when it comes to these diagonals, or a rising wedge, however you want to call them, these trend lines are very, very important. They love to just go right along the trend lines, and then eventually they'll just really get out of there. And Litecoin in this instance could probably, just from this trend line up to the top of that trend line, you're looking at 750% move for that. And like I said, for a coin like Litecoin, it's so easy to short too. If it was me, my strategy would be go up there, ride that up, have a strategy along the way. You're going to have resistance areas like this 102, more likely the 117, and all these areas through here where it's going to have a hard time getting through there. More than likely, well, I would be taking profits and then up there, and then you could switch this and flip and then ride it all the way back down, because more than likely, in my opinion, when Litecoin is finished with this move right here, this will be your ending diagonal 3, 4, 5. Just like that little one that was down there, it's going to come back all the way back around. It's probably going to want to correct right down to this fourth wave, or maybe into the second wave area right down here, guys. So for the longest time, nobody's going to really like Litecoin because it's been sitting in this area, and it's going to continue to go on back down, up, down, up, down, up, back down. More than likely, in my opinion. I'll leave the video up and we'll investigate next time, see if it's up there and then comes back down here. Might take it a few years, but we will see. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.